Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Development Diaries. Now, I know normally you guys are expected to see Alex with you here this week, and it's supposed to be on a Wednesday, but things happen. It's university, who knows? But I'm here today. I'm once again your host, Morgan, joined by a spider. Who knows where that's come from?
That's a huge
That's
spider.
a great spider. This is more important than any game development.
Oh,
Oh well.
Still cute.
Anyway,
sorry.
we're joined here. Yeah, we're joined here by Team 13, Mage. Yeah, I haven't been with you guys before, so this will be fun for me to learn about your games. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty confident.
Last sprints have been, we kind of got our act together. Well,
Oh.
not that it was ever not together, but
Yeah.
we got a lot done, I think, in previous sprints. Hopefully, you can see from the build.
Yeah. In terms of the development process, I guess, in terms of like all the different goals and milestones, where would you say you are right now?
So,
We're feature complete, roughly.
yeah, I can't. Well, I mean, we're aiming to be completely feature complete at the end of this sprint.
Yeah.
That this sprint kind of marks the end of our production phase, which I think it would be next Thursday, wouldn't it? The end of this.
Yeah. Was it last Thursday sprint meeting?
Our sprint meeting, yeah. But for the end of until the end of production phase, I think it would be
I can't remember.
yeah this Thursday coming.
And so that means for you guys, you've sort of locked in all the content you want to make, and then it's just polishing it and putting it all together in the final product.
Yes.
Yeah. And are you guys confident that you're going to be able to meet those deadlines on time?
I think so. We kind of it's not really. We're not really like I say we're a little bit sporadic in the way that we work. It's kind of not really. You say there is like it's not like a constant workflow, so it's kind of hard to gauge exactly. We've got Easter coming up.
Yeah.
I know like some people are just kind of saying they've got to work. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's university. People go home. People do work. It's difficult time, I guess, for things. But I guess it doesn't help that it's right in the middle of. Because we're getting closer and closer to the deadline now.
Yeah.
This is the sort of time you'd. Well, I don't advise you crunch, but this is the sort of time where if you needed it, you would utilize that.
We could do with Easter being a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I suppose. So what were you sort of? Were you slower on production a few weeks ago then? Sort of what was your mindset like then compared to now?
It's not necessarily it was slower. It's just that when we get back from Easter, we're going to have about 2-3 weeks until Expo, and 2 weeks until demo day, 3 weeks until Expo, and so we've got the time to make sure we have everything ready and to actually properly crunch on things. Whereas if we had like 5 weeks to do that, it would just be a bit nicer.
Yeah, it just gives you that extra time to not
A little
worry.
buffer zone for things to go wrong and for us to let them go wrong and have proper time to fix them.
We have a timeline which we could probably show in a sec.
If you have that, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. It's kind of looking at it now. It's like it's very quickly becoming like towards the end of it, hasn't it?
It's been moving very fast.
Yeah. So I guess give us a quick run through then. How has that timeline gone in your head? Really quick.
So the timeline, in theory, oh sorry, you mean like how's?
Yeah, the timeline. So run me through your timeline.
It works exactly off the kind of agile lessons that we did back along. We had a few kind of I don't know if you're familiar with agile.
Yeah.
And kind of so it's all. I took the time frame of when we start and finish, and kind of made 2 week sprints and divided up kind of what part of production would be where. So it started off in concept and then pre-production. Now we're in post-production, which is kind of most of it. And then the last couple sprints are going to be
We're now in production, and that's going to be post-production.
Yeah, going to be coming into post-production, finishing production on next Thursday, going into post-production.
Yeah. So I guess you're very close to the sort of overall production being complete. Production as a whole, how would you say that this part of the project has been?
Yeah, again, it's good. I think we've got
Yeah, overall, it's gone incredibly well.
Yeah, I think our game in particular has like a lot of features. Like when we first came up with the concept phase, we kind of had 2 ideas, and we kind of really liked both of them. So like we were trying to mold them into like one game, but like inevitably ended up having like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes some ideas just work, some don't. Yeah, that sort of happens. I suppose actually, just really quickly, for anyone who may not have heard before, give me sort of the brief rundown synopsis of your game.
And this is for you. It's your idea more than mine.
So the main idea was like the mix between sci-fi and fantasy. Like in our case, a robot that thinks he's a wizard, and we're wanting to like I suppose in concept phase it was kind of like trying to meld to like our enemies. They're called ORC, which stands for original reactive construct, but also spells orc, and like mage is a wizard.
Yeah, it sort of plays into the fantasy realm and naming conventions. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking into like acronyms and stuff to kind of meld them together. We did have an idea to like have it almost like swap genres within runs, and which everyone kind of liked the idea.
It was a really cool idea and concept. Just been an absolute pain to implement,
Yeah,
as we'd have to have kind of 2 versions of everything.
again, like I was saying before, like everyone, we got quite excited in the concept phase, and we liked all the sound of all these ideas, and you want to do everything. But
Yeah. No, I definitely really like that idea, and maybe in like another project of having like 2 different worlds, having sort of bounce between the 2 of them. That'd be an interesting concept.
yeah,
So I guess for this one though, have you sort of gone more into like a more sci-fi environment, or how does that work?
Yeah, we've definitely focused more on the sci-fi aspect. We've, other than the kind of names having double meanings, things are primarily sci-fi with then a little bit of
Yeah.
fantasy. 'cause
Yeah.
it's
So
big world.
it's would you say it's more like fantasy roleplay in a sci-fi world?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
the stage as well takes kind of. I think Josh was looking at like old ruins, wasn't he?
yeah.
Trying to like bring it into. But yeah, like you say, it's kind of just for what's happened from the fantasy parts of the stage. It's just been the kind of acronyms of the stage, and that's kind of stuck to sci-fi.
Yeah. And so I suppose so what is the actual, I guess, goal of the game? How is the player going to progress through it?
So it's kind of like a run-based progression, isn't it? We have kind of a soft progression in the form of the skill tree, which is like progress you can make outside. You can like spend points in it to give yourself stats permanently. But other than that, you're kind of classic roguelike fashion. You're kind of building upon yourself within the run itself.
So is it sort of like a dungeon crawler, sort of moving room to room, building up your character?
No, the enemies come to you. You're in a static environment, and you, throughout the course of the run, place blocks in that environment to affect how it is. So you can place like, teleporters to move yourself and enemies around, oil spills to create speed differences, or just standard blocks to block pathways throughout it. But overall, you're in the same place, and enemies come in from the edges to attack you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's all sort of the entire game takes place in this sort of one main arena then.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning for our diversifier, we chose to have one screen, didn't we? One camera.
Yeah, static camera.
So that's kind of why it is like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But also, we kind of went towards that as well because we thought it'd be good to like keep scope small.
No,
That's
yeah,
not what-
yeah.
So,
No.
that's not what.
Yeah. And then I guess how's that been then trying to handle all the extra workload and keeping can we do this? Can we do this? And having to figure out your scope.
In a lot of ways, we kind of just naturally dealt with it because we've put a lot of ideas down on the table, and then we've just kind of ended up with throughout the sprint people taking off different ideas, implementing them, and then whatever's left is just kind of pushed away and whatever's and not implemented. So we end up with a nice subset of the features we originally planned being the core features that we actually want and work well.
Yeah. So I guess when you guys are choosing features, are you sort of looking at it and going, this is a core feature, this needs to get done. These are side features. If I have time, I can do them. Sort of.
Yes.
That's kind of what we're trying to focus on this last sprint of production.
Yeah. All the little extra core features because we've got a couple more weapons we need to implement and a couple more blocks.
Yeah, just sort of nailing down like these are what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess looking at that and looking at the work and looking at all your different agile plannings and all that, how has that sort of been reviewing your work and your task boards and all those sorts of activities?
Say we're pretty good in like you mean like sprint reviews and
Yeah,
stuff?
sprint reviews and stand-ups and sort of managing your workflow.
Yeah, stand-ups. We've had a few people who like kind of don't get on with teams very well.
No. I am particularly awful at regularly posting stuff in the stand up because I will have a conversation with someone about what I'm working on and then kind of forget that I need to inform the rest of the team what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually getting the features implemented and talking about them in the sprint reviews, we are generally all pretty good at that.
Yeah, I feel like we're really productive in sprint reviews, aren't we? Like we kind of methodically go through our task board and kind of look at what's in review it, move it into the bucket. I think our plan will work, and like team when we do it, it's really good.
Yeah,
it's just
we're not the best at actually.
You're not always doing, I think it's like how often are you doing them? How long are your sprints supposed to be?
2 weeks.
We've actually been bang on with every single one on our first day.
Yeah. It's worked out well because it's lands on our sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And are you finding that when you're doing your sprints, are there any like tasks and sprints that maybe getting pushed back, or do you feel like you're creating too many tasks for a sprint, or are you managing to get all the work done within each sprint?
Yeah, we've made quite an impressive backlog at this point.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times when we've just kind of made one big task for all the blocks, and then we've just been ticking off each individual bit within sprints and been pushing them back, or times we've thought a bit too far ahead.
I've to be fair, I've done the exact same thing with my task for this week. I'm supposed to be creating so many documents, and I've just made a big task saying all the documents.
Yeah.
I said, hey guys, I'm going to finish this today. I have not finished it today.
So easy to lie to yourself, isn't it?
Exactly. Why do that when I can like sleep and eat?
Lie in bed and play Minecraft.
Exactly. Yeah. The new April Fool's update.
I've actually played it yet. I need to.
I haven't played it a lot. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
No, that's the next update during the summer.
Oh, sorry.
I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be fun. And
Yes.
and obviously the movie. You're gonna get ready for the movie.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it tomorrow.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I think it might be bad.
I think it'll be bad good.
I don't know.
It's going to be cringeworthy, but it's going to be good cringeworthy, I think.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to find out. I'll have to get you guys in 2 weeks' time, and I'll ask your opinions.
I'll
on
give
it.
my
Start a
review.
new podcast.
Yeah.
But I guess for now, do you guys want to take a look at your build at what you've worked on then?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Have a
get
look.
it up.
Yeah, if one of you wants to go and take
okay.
a seat and run us through it.
You go.
Okay.
Kind of very quick, yeah. Having a good time on camera. Okay, so why don't you run us through just your opening menu here to start?
Me?
Well, one of you.
So we have build tree here.
Do you want to move that microphone?
Functioning in this build.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it is. It is.
So we have the
Do you
different
want to move
options
that
that we can
microphone
research.
to closer to you? So it's not in your eye.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
So we have different options what we can research. And you can click through and research them. Currently, the actual earning of these points is not fully implemented, so you can just kind of unlock everything at once.
Oh, no, the earning. Yeah.
But it is there, and it should be there ready for demo day.
So how are the players going to be able to earn these points?
It's done through what I read on the GDD. It's kind of like passive things from playing in the run. So stuff like beating enemies. I think finishing waves will get you passive like experience points towards these skill points.
Oh, and then like you reach a certain number of experience points and you get the
point.
You get the point. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a settings menu which is only half implemented. But if we go into a new game, we have one of the ways in which you can change how you play your run is through the hat you wear. The idea is that by completing different kind of achievements, you unlock a hat, and then that hat gives you certain benefits or some benefits and potentially also some negatives for how you're playing that run, as we can see in the description for the hats. For example, the wizard hats gives the players a regenerative shield. Dark wizard allows you to dash, and wizard of metal gives you access to extra weapons. Currently there's not models in there for them, but there will be.
Yeah. So you've got 3 hats there. How many hats are you planning on having by demo day?
There is a good list on the GDD. I think it's about 10-ish. I'm not entirely sure.
Do you think that's doable?
Hopefully. It's just hoping that we have time to model them mainly.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you actually come into build, come into the game, we have our little mage character in the middle, and a little turret we can fire with, so we can attack enemies. This currently is the kind of default weapon. That is based on a kind of generic AK-47 kind of gun. But once we've cleared the wave, we get the ability to upgrade ourselves. So we can, for example, upgrade our HP regen.
These are all randomly generated as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we do also have the option to revolt, which I should have said. We can then also buy blocks. And we can build with them. So we can place a little wall along here. Or we can place some slime blocks to deflect bullets, some oil spills to make ourselves go faster, or a teleporter to allow us to teleport around the map.
So the game is sort of split into the enemies and then this sort of in between of spend your money, upgrade, and then build.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
And if I quickly change weapons, so some weapons block your turret so that you always shoot facing forwards. For example, the fireball weapon, which is designed to be a kind of RPG-ish weapon. It has, compared to the other weapons,
a more
it has
heavier attack. Yeah.
very long reload time, but it also does significantly more damage as it can one-shot that. And it has a lot more rebound.
The rebound weapons.
Yes, it does.
So do you have like a sort of like end point for the game at the minute, or is it just wave after wave until you die?
Yes.
Okay.
It's wave after wave until you
Yeah.
die. And then you get sent back to the title screen.
Yeah. So is there how long can you go, do you think, before you've done everything and built everything?
We do have eventually the enemies are going to be able to break the blocks. So that was kind of our idea of getting around, like not just having like you got everything built and then you're kind of just like set up. And there's also word of like having a restriction on how many blocks you can have.
Yes.
So you kind of, I guess it's kind of weighing up like what stats and what blocks you need in that certain scenario.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but there's also 3 different enemy types as well.
That was about to be my next question. Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah. No. So run us through them. What are these different enemies that we have here?
So in game currently it's just the imp, which is like a flying enemy, like basic flying enemy, and can shoot as well. And this is the orc that you can see here. Just now, hope to have it done by this sprint, I'm going to have a spider enemy, and which is it's hopefully going to be able to like traverse the blocks, similar to the kind of what the imp does, but it's going to be melee. It's the not airborne.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a troll, which is going to be like the main block breaker. It's going to be like a bigger orc, which is more suited for breaking down the blocks.
Yeah, so more health, probably slower moving, and then as it gets harder.
Exactly.
And so is the player going to have sort of different weapons as they progress?
Yes.
And that'll be unlocked on the regular shop, is it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently, we just have the fireball / RPG and the I think it's sub as basic wand / kind of AK-47. But we also have a sniper rifle kind of lightning strike thing, a shotgun kind of burst fire effect, and there was another. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was a flamethrower to do kind of sweeping damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That looks pretty good so far. So I guess if you want to come join me back over here, and we can talk about what we've just seen. Yeah, I guess overall that looks like really interesting game. Actually, when you leave, I might just play that myself in the break. That looks just like a really good way to spend 5 minutes break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have some really great concepts there, and I guess just adding the extra stuff you guys talked about will really flesh out the game more and make it a bit less repetitive. But I think it'd be really exciting to see what you guys do, and I think it'd be great to see you guys again in 2 weeks, and just that how much progression you can make in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
But for now, I think that's all we have time for this week. Thank you guys for joining me,
Thank you.
and if everyone sticks around, we'll be back in about 5 minutes with a brand new team. You'd think after a few weeks they'd be able to cut straight away. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.